I knew theoretically you could be a white Muslim, but where I grew up, I've never seen a white Muslim person. Yeah.
You survived overnight?
I did. I got like 3 hours of sleep. I think that's a successful on call.
I think so.
That's pretty light. Thank you, sir. My grandparents on both sides of my family were farmers in rural Mississippi. Black-eyed peas and cornbread, you can't get much lower than that. I definitely went through a lot of phases of being unaware of injustice and then seeing injustice, but not knowing how to process that. I'm probably the only person here whose grandfather taught them how to tie a noose. Guide us, O God, on the straight path, the path of those who are not lost along the way. We ask you to be with us as we go out on the floor today and serve your people. In chaplaincy, you get some really, really life or death situations. We get people flown in from all over the state who have been in car wrecks, they've been shot. Any trauma that comes in, the chaplain has to go to with all the doctors. Going into patients' rooms, when I kind of found out I'm not the Muslim chaplain that sees Muslims, I'm the chaplain. I'm scared these people are going to kick me out of the room. Hey, I'm Shane from the chaplain's office. It helps, I think, being a Muslim that walks in with a Southern accent and can talk about deer hunting and getting in a tree stand. I kind of got pretty secure in that before all the Trump stuff started happening.
Hey.
People in North Carolina have yelled out of the car at my wife, "Go back to where you came from."
I did? Hey, Baba, look at that.
And my wife's about 5 foot tall, but she stopped in the middle of the street and why didn't they get out of the car? You know, what a bunch of cowards. 3 men to drive by a lady with some kids and yell that out of the car. My wife's way tougher than me, you know, and braver.
Oh, yeah, you could do like
the pink bow tie.
Mom was so excited to see snow. It doesn't snow in
That's
Indonesia.
the first time.
And then
in
the power-
Mississippi, there was no snow.
Yeah.
I first met my husband. We were talking about Indonesia. I feel like if I was American, they probably would call me redneck, you know, because I was coming from such a kind of redneck kind of lifestyle, I guess, you know, simple, you know, like my family work in the field and grow their own food.
Yeah. This was when he was running the taxidermy supply company, my grandfather's taxidermy supply company.
Of course, you know, you have some bad days and good days. But having each other shoulder and having the faith throughout, that's really helping us going.
Bobby, what does that say?
Let them be with your prophet in the garden. So after Adam, my wife and I got pregnant, and we were having the ultrasound done, and turned out that my wife was carrying conjoined twins. They were telling us, looks like they're sharing a heart, and we don't know if they may survive an hour or a day or a week. They asked if we would mind if the chaplain stepped in and visited with us. That was my exposure to what a chaplain was. My wife and I are, you know, there's no way I think we're ever gonna be apart after this. It's just a brutal and beautiful experience.
Yeah, we're here at your grandpa's house.
He comes up to me and he says, son, back when I was your age, we ate in the house and went to the bathroom in the yard. Now we're eating in the yard and going to the bathroom in the house.
He gave me some antique money. This was used by the Confederate States, and this one was when the state.
I was the first generation of my family to go to an integrated school. I didn't have black friends growing up, African American friends growing up, until I got in high school. And then interacting with different people and seeing that there's good and bad in all people. There's beautiful people that come in all different shades. Really, it was really confusing. Things didn't really add up. It caused a lot of friction in my family. I started getting into hip-hop music. Between classes, we were raising a ruckus in the hall, rapping and beatboxing and stuff. This is at a county fair, at the Neshoba County Fair in Philadelphia, Mississippi. I think we went on right after the ladies' ragtime band. It's pretty awesome. Really receptive crowd to the two white kids rapping. I started hearing Malcolm X mentioned in some of this music, so I read the autobiography of Malcolm X. Right after I became Muslim, I walked around Jackson, Mississippi in a robe and a turban. It wasn't out of love for the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, to try to emulate him. It was to piss my family off, to aggravate my family. And I think I did a pretty good job at that. You know?
Your past is what made you. And it influenced you.
Yeah.
And it makes you the person you are today.
Yeah.
You have to embrace it.
Yeah.
Good or bad.
Yeah.
And then you go on from there.
Yeah. Let me go pop the hood. Recently, it kind of sunk in. I'm sitting at a crossroads of being from a Southern Baptist family from Mississippi that's a practicing Muslim. And something doesn't quite feel right about this. I mean, you can't function psychologically throwing away the first 29 years of your life because you become Muslim. And Islam doesn't ask that of you. Southern hospitality and Islamic generosity, they blend perfectly. The Andy Griffith Show, that's a good example of everything I aspire to be as a Muslim. Just look at the Andy Griffith Show. Like hard work and believing in God and honoring your family. And people that are rednecks, redneck doesn't mean something negative. That's a badge of honor. So I made a group called the Society of Islamic Rednecks. And I was thinking, how can I share Islam with people from my background? 1,600 people joined this group on Facebook. And it's just funny. We're working on the Islamic commentary to Leonard Skinner, Simple Man, and 61 people. But Halal Barbecue, 5,014. On the little blurb, it says there's many positive parts of redneck culture, but we just seek to purify that of racism and sexism. I was very concerned about how people of color would respond to that, but the criticism I've got have been from white people. I still have mixed emotions about it.
Hey, assalamu alaikum. How are you? Shane, nice to see you.
And so I've asked different people of color that are scholars what they think about that.
Good to see you too. Hey, assalamu alaikum.
And it's an important conversation to have. This narrative of reconciling whiteness, trying to purge whiteness of some of the more pernicious parts, and being Muslim, is common across the spectrum of white folks, from Southern white folks to Northeastern white folks. You know, but see, the thing about being white, as I'm sure you know better than I do, anything you do that connotes even slightly some exclusivity is, you know.
Well, that's why I was thinking to transition from like the Islamic redneck to Southern hospitality.
Okay.
To open it up, like working on like Southern Hospitality Islamic Center.
I gotta take a picture of the shit. My wife's gonna love this.
Being white, you have the luxury, you can kind of pretend racism doesn't exist. But I think in our souls, we know something's not right and we're not at ease.
So our brother Shane is going to tell you something. He told me, he said, you know, Imam, I grew up as a redneck. He's in the African American Islamic Summit. That's Deen. That's Islam.
It's impossible from where I sit to be raised in America and not be socialized to be a racist. Or white supremacy is socialized into you as a white person here. Allah made us this way, and if we've participated in something that's unjust, we need to turn back to Allah, make tawbah, apologize, and then stand up for what's right. And what part of your culture do you keep, and what parts of your culture do you purify and you let go of, such as racism and sexism?
Most of my family are from North Carolina. Honestly, we hate to use these harsh words like hate and all these things, but you're the guy that I hate. So to hear you say that, you know, to apologize, to validate things, it unlocks the door for us too to come out of a shell. Let me see your hand like this. Well, you gotta integrate it with mine like this. You know, if we get on the same side of the fight, yeah, I mean, divided will fall. Divided will fall.
We already have that issue of division to begin with, right?
No offense, you know, but like, how would you get your people to let go? Because white supremacy or the system benefits you, right?
Yeah.
So then who's going to let go of that? Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's my question that I want to explore.
Yeah.
Like, how do you do that? We can make a contribution to standing up for justice. Someone was asking me about this, well, what would motivate white people to do that? Because you don't really have anything to gain. You're just going to give away your privilege, but I'm thinking you gain your humanity by doing that. You're true to your soul, that you don't brutalize other human beings. Malcolm X, there's a quote where he says that white people that want to work against this injustice, you can contribute to solving the problem by working together, but also go work with your community, your own community.
Hey guys.
Like even having to consider you having a quadruple bypass.
You know, our daughter wrote him a letter just listing all the things that she still needed him for. You know, to chase the boys away and teach her how to drive the truck on a real road instead of just little back roads. And
right. Can you totally purify that term redneck? I'm not sure, but it's interesting to have that conversation. And I think it definitely kind of sets the stage for people to understand you can keep your identity. You just have to let go of the things that transgress other people's rights.
Yeah, because if you get bumped Friday.
I'm trying. I'm a work in progress. I'm gonna miss not getting to come see y'all. You know.
I like you. You've been around. You've been really good to us.
Well, you have an open invitation to Roxborough.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely. Come see us. I appreciate all the thoughts and prayers.